Welcome back to Legion Builds, where I help you bring fictional characters into games of Dungeons & Dragons. Today we're bringing another character in from Dead by Daylight, the Nurse. Sally Smithson was a woman who dreamed of children and laughter with her husband, but all that was destroyed after a tragic accident. To survive, Sally had to begin to work at the infamous Protus Pren Asylum, but after years of psychological and physical abuse, Sally snapped. In a single night, Sally murdered over 50 people before being claimed by the entity and being forever transformed into the Nurse. Our goals today are to bring in a killer that can steal the final breath of their victims and use it to empower themselves. Yes, that's the whole deal with the Nurse. She literally steals the final breath of her victims and that gives her power. It's actually pretty cool. Next, we need to give survivors a reason to hate you. Teleportation. They think they're safe in a building? Nope. Finally, we need to make you ghostly because the entity likes to remake people in ways that make little to no sense. Like the Wraith. Sorry, I can't let that go. Why is the Wraith made out of wood? Why are you a ghost? We're using standard point array because I'm doing all the work and you could be nice and roll for yourself. We are multi-classing, so keep minimums in mind. Charisma will be first out of 15 as, well, you're scary. Seriously, you're pretty unnerving to be around. But that might be because you're thinking about choking people and stealing their breath. Dex will be next at 14 because you're really light on your feet. Because you float. Wisdom will be a 13 as you can find people really easily, though having perks that show when a survivor is healing or makes survivors louder when they're in pain probably helps. Con will be a 12 for no real reason. I just had a 12. I mostly did this at 12 because intelligence and strength are not that important, so we're going to make intelligence a 10 and we're going to dump strength. As with Wraith before, Sally was a human. But Nurse is very much not. Reborn grants 2 stat adjustments with a lot of fun features. Add 2+ into Dex and 1+ into Wisdom. Ancestral Legacy grants you 2 skills of your choice, but we just need medicine from this. Heads up, we're going to have 7 skills in the end, so take what you want. Knowledge from a past life lets you add a d6 to any skill check you make a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus between long rest. Deathless Nature is a long list of abilities, so let's get through this. You have advantage on death saves, advantage on saving throws against being poisoned and disease, resistance to poison damage, you don't eat, drink, or breathe, and finally, you don't sleep and can't be put to sleep magically. Your long rests are only 4 hours long and you must remain motionless but you're still conscious. For your background, we just need to grab the skill Perception. Take a second skill of your choice. Remember, we're going to have 7 in the end. Because you went from ordinary human to whatever the hell you are now, we're starting with Warlock. 4 skills take Intimidation and Investigation. Level 1 Warlocks have an otherworldly patron. Since you're a killer for a being of pure darkness, we're going with Hexblade. Hexblade's curse lets you curse a target with a bonus action. Once cursed, the target takes bonus damage equal to your proficiency bonus. You critical hit them on 19, and when they die, you regain hit points equal to your Warlock level plus Charisma modifier. Hex Warrior gives you proficiency in all weapons. It also lets you bond with a weapon and use your Charisma modifier for attack and damage. You also have Pact Magic. This is magic that doesn't come with a lot of spell slots, but comes with a lot of power to them. You start off with 2 cantrips and 2 spells. Chill Touch is a ranged spell attack that targets a creature within 120 feet and deals 1d8 necrotic damage, and stops all healing to the start of your next turn. Toll the Dead forces a Wisdom save on a target within 60 feet, causing 1d8 necrotic damage on a failure if they are at full health. If they're not at full health, they take 1d12 necrotic damage. Now you might be asking, what do these 2 cantrips here have to do with the Nurse? And I'm gonna answer that. They don't. It just fits with the whole motif you're gonna going for. If you don't like them, go ahead and replace them. But let's give you some spells that will work with the Nurse. Like Cause Fear, which forces a Wisdom save on a target within 60 feet. Should they fail, they become frightened of you while you maintain this spell. Frightened creatures are at disadvantage on all skill checks and attack rolls as long as they can see you. They can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of their turns. By the end of this build, you'll be able to target 4 creatures. Shield adds +5 to your AC as a reaction. Level 2 Warlocks receive Eldritch Invocations. These are gifts from your patron that enhance your abilities. At this level, you get 2 of these gifts. Armor of Shadows lets you cast Mage Armor without a spell slot or component. This gives you an AC of 13 plus Dex, making your AC right now 16. And since Mage Armor lasts for 8 hours, doesn't require a spell slot, and doesn't require concentration, you can spam this. Fiendish Vigor lets you cast False Life without a spell slot or material components. This grants you 1d4 plus 4 temporary HP for 1 hour. So spam this every hour as well. Seriously, tell your DM you're casting both of these every time they stop working. You also get a new spell at this level and take whatever you want. Time to jump classes. Heading over to Rogue, you get 1 more skill. Take Stealth. Level 1 Rogues have Expertise. This lets you choose 2 skills you know, and now you have double proficiency bonus for both of them. Take Stealth and Perception to better hide and track your opponents. You also have Sneak Attack. Now when you attack with a finesse or ranged weapon and have advantage or are within 5 feet of an ally, you add bonus damage. Right now that's just a d6, but that will go up. Let's talk about your weapon really quick. Due to the size and weight, I would say a bone saw is a finesse weapon, and I would personally use a scimitar as a stand-in, but short sword works just as well. Level 2 Rogues gain Cunning Action. Now, Dash, Hide, and Disengage are bonus actions for you. Level 3 Rogues receive Steady Aim. Now, if you don't move on the turn you use this and not move on the next turn, you can give yourself advantage for 1 attack with a bonus action. Now it's time to steal the last breath of the people you killed. We're going to get that with your subclass. Phantoms are Agents of Death. This subclass will give you your power, eventually. It's going to take a few levels, but we'll get there, trust me. Whispers of the Dead grants you a new skill or tool proficiency whenever you finish a short or long rest. You can keep this proficiency till you use this feature again. Yeah, so earlier when I said 7 skills, that's actually wrong. You're going to have 8 skills, but the 8th skill can switch out whenever you feel like it. Wails of the Grave lets you cause damage to another creature after you deal sneak attack damage to a target. When you hit with a sneak attack, you choose 1 creature within 30 feet of the target and deal extra damage equal to half your total sneak attack dice in necrotic damage. You can do this a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. Your sneak attack has also been upgraded to 2d6. You are now character level 5, which means Chill Touch goes to 2d8 damage and Toll the Dead goes to 2d8 or 2d12 damage. Level 4 Rogues receive our first ability score improvement. Add this to Charisma for better spells. Level 5 Rogues can now perform an Uncanny Dodge. When you see what is causing damage, you use your reaction to halve the damage, and your sneak attack is now upgraded to 3d6. Level 3 Warlocks gain a Pact Boon. Pact the Blade lets you create a magical weapon of your choice or bond with a magical weapon you find. This will benefit from Hex Warrior, and you don't have to use your Dex to gain sneak attack. It just has to have the finesse properties. Right now, Charisma is higher, but Dex and Charisma will be even in the end, so use either. You also now have 2nd level spell slots. For your new spell, it's time to teleport. Misty Step gives you a 30-foot teleportation as a bonus action. Now you can't teleport through solid objects, but we will fix this. Level 4 Warlocks receive another ability score improvement. Place this into Dex for better stealth and AC. For your new spell, Blur blurs out your body while you maintain the spell for 1 minute, making all attacks against you have disadvantage. Unless they have Blind Sight or True Sight, then they can just see you. If they're gonna fight a ghost, might as well make you look like a ghost. Level 5 Warlocks gain another invocation. Improved Pact Weapon adds +1 to attack and damage to your Pact Weapon, and turns your Pact Weapon into your spellcasting focus. You also get 3rd level spell slots. For your new spell, Fly gives you a flying speed of 60 feet for 10 minutes while you maintain this spell. Now you don't fly in the game, but you do hover, and this is all I can give you right now for that. Level 6 Hexblade Warlocks receive a Cursed Spectre. Now when you kill someone, you steal their last breath and enslave it to your will, till your next long rest. You create a Spectre, which is found on page 279 of the Monster Manual. It obeys your commands and will fight for you. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again till you finish a long rest. Not really you, but still kind of fits the motif of everything. For your spell, Fear is a more powerful form of Cause Fear. Creating a 30-foot cone, you force a wisdom save on all creatures within the cone, causing them to become frightened should they fail. Unlike Cause Fear though, now they can't take any action, they drop whatever they're holding, and they can't retake the save until they break line of sight from you. You're now character level 11, which means add another damage dice to Chill Touch and Toll the Dead. Level 7 Warlocks gain another invocation. Ghostly Gaze allows you to see through solid objects out to a range of 30 feet. This sight lasts for 1 minute and you can only do this between short or long rests. This means you can now teleport through walls to get the drop on survivors. I told you I was going to fix that. You also have 4th level spell slots. Speaking of teleportation and 4th level spells, for your new spell, Dimension Door grants a 500-foot teleportation. You can describe a place within 500 feet, or just say you're teleporting X amount in whatever direction, and it will happen. Though there is a downside. If you teleport into something, the teleport is cancelled and you take 4d6 force damage. Level 6 rogues receive 2 more expertise. Let's put this into intimidation and whatever skill you want. Level 7 rogues now have evasion. Your dex saves are now improved and you will take no damage on a success and only half on a failure. Your sneak attack is now 4d6. Level 8 rogues gain another ability score improvement. Let's place this into wisdom to improve your perception. Level 9 rogues can finally steal someone's last breath. Tokens of the Departed let you capture the essence of someone who dies within 30 feet of you, creating a token, or for you, an add-on. You can have a maximum number of tokens equal to your proficiency bonus. With these tokens, you gain the following benefits. You have advantage on death saves and con saves. You can destroy a token to activate Whales of the Grave without expending the use of Whales of the Grave. Finally, as an action, you can destroy it and ask the spirit one question. It only knows what it knew in life and it does not have to be honest with you, so be wary of this one. Your sneak attack is 5d6 now. Level 10 rogues gain another ability score improvement, cap off your charisma. You're now character level 17, so both Toll the Dead and Chill Touch are maxed out with 4 damage dice each. Level 11 rogues receive reliable talent. Now you can never roll lower than 10 on any skill you are proficient with. Your sneak attack has been upgraded to 6d6. Level 12 rogues gain our final ability score improvement, cap off dex for a great AC and better stealth. Our final level is level 13 rogues and phantoms can now ghost walk. And this is actually where you're going to get your hover. With a bonus action, for 10 minutes you actually do become a ghost. You can now hover, you have a flying speed of 10, and you can move through creatures and solid objects at half speed. But if you end your turn inside something like a wall or person, you take 1d10 force damage. You can only do this once per long rest or by destroying one of your tokens. Your sneak attack is now upgraded to your final level, and that is 7d6 of damage. Alright, it's time to dive in. You are dangerous to be near. You deal magical damage, can heal when you kill a cursed target, can enslave their spirit, can steal their last breath to empower you. Your sneak attack damage is 7d6 and your Whales of the Grave does 3d6 damage. Though you're also dangerous at a distance, dealing 4d8 necrotic damage with your ranged attacks or 4d12 if they aren't at full health. But those distances really aren't that important to you because you can teleport and fly. Hell, even hiding isn't going to do anything as you can see through walls and can simply walk through them. Finally, you're pretty tough to kill. You have an AC of 18 and give disadvantage on attacks against you. Have advantage on death saves, con saves, saves against being poisoned and disease, can give yourself temporary hit points, and you're resistant to poison damage. Downside. So, you know how I said you were tough to kill? Yeah, not really. You barely have over 100 HP. You also have extremely limited amount of spell slots, like 2. So you have to choose between using them for mobility or your terror tactics. You also have a lot of concentration spells and you can only use one of those at a time. But who cares, because you'll probably burn all your spell slots anyway within one combat. Good news though, all your best abilities aren't spell based. so just save them for when you need them. Teleport around, slash some people up, all while using them to power yourself. Thanks for joining me. Check out my horror and Dead by Daylight playlists to bring Michael Myers, Nemesis, Freddy Krueger, Huntress, and Wraith into your games of D&D. Make sure to like and subscribe to not miss a new build each week, and if you're listening on Spotify, make sure to give us a good rating.